Hello guys, welcome to Two Latin Brothers podcast, also known as T.L.B.P. I'm Victor.
And I'm Adrian.
And we have another guest on
aren't you
episode
going to say
15.
what? No.
16. I messed up again.
Just
like last episode.
Every week you mess up. It's not that hard. It's really straightforward.
Yeah, I do. So, would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh yeah, my name's Hser Pwa, and I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah. Sounds so proper.
I'm really excited. I mean, I didn't think I was gonna come this early because Victor told me it was gonna be 4 weeks from me, but then I don't know, like a few days later.
It felt like a few days later for you.
Well, see, here's the thing. I like to tell people 2 to 3 weeks in advance. That way they can't be like, I didn't know. Victor just 4 months and then a month in advance is like. You're gonna be a guest.
You're gonna be a guest.
So, what we normally do is when we have a guest is if it's Victor's friend, I'll ask you questions because this is a way for us to meet each other's friends. So if I have a guest, Victor will ask them questions. That's what we do, right? So it's just kind of alternate between who asks questions. In case you're listening to this for the very first time, thought I'd give you the rundown.
Thank you.
He's like, I'm listening to the first time.
He's like, this is my first time listening to it, except I'm in it.
He's like, live listening.
Yeah.
All right. No, so I guess my very first question, which is it's a staple here now. How did you two meet?
Oh, so Victor and me, we met back in Queenie, right?
Great
something. It's
I'm
definitely
gonna have to edit that out.
No, who knows what Queenie is?
Oh, is that?
No, why you?
No.
Oh, wait, no, I meant
no names.
I'll crop that out.
Yeah.
No worries.
Thanks.
Okay, yeah.
So we met back in grade 1 or 2.
Yeah. 1.
It's hard to remember Victor because he was so little back then, but I was little too, so I can't really remember anything. I sort of remember Thomas.
I remember.
A previous guest, if you want to go back
and look at that.
Yeah.
Well, I think I vaguely remember.
Yeah.
It was, we were in grade 1. I remember you showed up. You didn't, I tried talking to you, but you didn't know English yet. So it was kind of like, okay, I'm going to keep trying to involve him with what we're doing. And then I think during recess, we were outside and then I saw you play with a soccer ball for the first time.
Yeah.
And then we kind of organized that. Yeah, so we kind of started playing soccer and then we went back inside after recess and then there's this teacher that helps students from foreign countries to learn English.
Names,
and we were kind of partnered up. So I slowly started teaching him how to speak English.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You remember so much.
Yeah.
And he remembers nothing.
I remember I learned English.
I feel like this is a one-sided friendship.
But yeah, he showed up.
No, honestly, I was telling Victor, a few days ago. Actually, was it the last episode? Or, I don't know if it's already been a week and I already forgot. I don't know if, the last episode where, I was saying how my concern now is, if I have someone on the guest and they remember exactly how we met and I don't. It's already happened. My last guest on, 2 weeks ago now, they remembered exactly how we met.
Oh my
exactly
gosh, okay.
what they said to me the very first time. And I don't even remember. I could not remember that at all. But it was really funny because, in case you're wondering, that's the title of, that week's episode.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's yeah. So now whenever I'm scrolling through our archive, it's oh look, that's how we met.
I think the first thing I told you was, hey, put your shoes there. That was the very first thing.
It has to be something like that.
Because we had to put our boots and shoes, our outdoor shoes, in the front of the class, outside of the class. So that was the first thing I think I said. Put your shoes there.
I'm surprised nobody stole people's shoes. It was just going out, just out of the hall.
That was one thing that always surprised me. I'm like, there's a kid with very nice shoes. No one decided to ever steal the shoes.
Well, it's because this is Canada.
Oh, right.
We don't do those sorts of things here.
We're
decent people.
Yes. Yeah.
No, we respect that it's not our.
Yeah.
Still has the highest ever.
Yeah.
No, there's there are I remember having to do that too. I remember they used to make us put our shoes in order. In alphabetical order by last name.
No, we just picked the spot and threw our shoes there.
No. We were in alphabetical order. So my shoes were always at the tail end because of the way our last name is. I'm not gonna say our last name right now, but because of the way our last name was, I was always at the tail end. And it was always really funny because, and it's always been like that. And there was this one class when I got to college. Not that I'm being rude or I'm being mean. I was in a class with a bunch of Asians and I was at the top of the list.
Oh,
I was so excited.
Well, because our last name starts with a U.
Yeah, but I was so excited to be the one to be called like first on the attendance. You should have seen how happy I was. Every day I'd show up to that
I kind of get disappointed if I'm not last. I'm like, yes, it's a record. I'm like 2 years straight. And then there's like, not to be like, you know, mean or anything. There's an Asian guy that just walks in and it's just like, hey, my last name starts with an X.
Or like Z.
Or Z. I'm like,
it's like, come on.
It's true, man. You know. You want to keep your record going, but then someone else just beats you.
Yeah, someone always beats you too.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I was like, when I was younger, the way you spell my name is Adrian. Are you actually thinking about it? He's like, I'm spelling it in my head. But like, but I had a lot of teachers when I get a supply teacher and they'd like, detention. They'd write your name on the board. They'd write Adrean. And I'd be like, and then like, I remember when like, we'd have to go to recess and we'd have to like get up.
Oh, yeah.
She'd be like, where you go? I'm like, she's like, you're on the board. I'm like, that's not me. That's not how you spell my name. And I just walk out the door and she'd be like, no, that's how you spell. I'm like, no, that is not how you spell my name. I always get away with that. It's like, that ain't me, man. That, by association, that ain't me.
So you actually got out of that just because they spelled it wrong.
Yeah, and everybody around would be like, yo, man, is that how you spell my name?
Yeah.
Everybody around me would be like, yo, who's that guy? Because I never talked. When I was younger, I'd always be at like the back of the class, never talk. Just never talk. Then I got to like high school and I was like in the middle of the class. Then I got to college and like the first year I was always in the first 2 rows. And then this year I'm like everywhere. In one class I'm at the front, in another class I'm like at the way back. In another class like I'm in the middle. You gotta experience
all of it at once.
Yeah, but it's really funny because like in the class I'm at the back, everyone in the back, or my professor loves the back row because everyone in the back row is passing her class.
Really?
Yeah, it's the funniest thing. We're all like, and she's like, every time she's like, I look up at you guys always look like you're getting it done. You know, like
it's because when I look in the front, it's like you guys.
Yeah. No, it's like, and like the thing too is just like we're at the back and we're like viciously taking notes.
And
like,
everyone else in the front. Just...
No, like just like slacking.
Just like staring at the teacher, like.
No, it's really funny because there'll be times where like today she made us do like this group work thing in class, and she was like, "You all look like you have a deadline to meet. It's a 2-hour class, guys. We're like 15 minutes in. Calm down." And we're like, "We're gonna get it done. We gotta get it done."
Like, okay, guys, you have a project. Okay, so we're making a group right here.
No, it was really funny because like there was an assignment that was due today. And like in reality, I was the only one working on the group assignment, and everyone else was finishing theirs because I was already done. That's what I was doing last night. So like everyone was like, just oh my gosh, I gotta get this done. Everyone was like cramming, and I'm like in there like, yo, I already did
way
this.
Way ahead.
Yeah, I'm like, I got you guys, no worries, and like typed it up in like a point form and everything. It was like, and it was so funny because like the teacher went around asking us like what we thought because she made us read like this thing and then like summarize it in like point form. And she's about to get to us, and my laptop shuts off. Like, it just shuts off. And this guy, like, the guy next to me is like, yo, what are you doing? Like, just like, give me, like, grab this other guy's, like, Mac, and I pull it closer to me. I'm like, yo, just let me look at it, like, real quick. And then I just kind of, like, basically read some of the parts off it, like, from what I remembered. And this guy goes, yo, that's real good, man. Like, Frosty, I can't believe you just did that. Yeah. Just like off the top of your head. I'm like, honestly, like, it was like a little paragraph.
Coming in clutch, you know?
Yeah, it was like the funniest thing.
Yeah. Next question.
Okay. Just out of nowhere. Next question. All right. So, my next question is, like, what are your hobbies?
Oh, my hobbies?
Like, do you have any hobbies?
They're pretty boring now, but I used to like to...
You're in high school.
I used to like to
sketch a lot. The funnest time to be alive.
I used to like, taking some jogs, but now I'm like always inside. Oh, I used to love playing sports, but of course, now I'm like isolated inside. And like
why?
I'm bored. I don't know. I have nobody to hang out with, Not that I don't. It's just that
who's this guy?
Who am I? Everyone's living so far from me. So
I don't live far, and you know that now.
But I've never been able to like communicate with you, like text.
Yeah.
So yeah, now I do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's just gonna come knock on the door one day.
Safe.
So,
hey. I just see him like there's just like a random like this little slap like a cat.
It's
like
hey,
at the door.
It's like hi, I'm going. You want to come with me to Dollarama?
For those who don't know, that's a Canadian dollar store.
Yeah.
Because, we have an international audience.
Yeah.
So, for those who don't know, now you know.
Yeah, well, you used to draw a lot.
Yeah.
Well, you still kind of do.
I still draw like.
Well, now in our photography class, you're doing a lot of pixel art.
Oh my gosh, because it's so boring sitting. I fall asleep sometimes. By the way.
I was telling him how we can just literally leave for the class, come back, and she's like, "Did you guys do anything?" Yeah,
so
we did.
Sometimes
and she's like, "You're fine."
Just when some of my friends, him over here.
Victor.
Yeah.
Did you forget my name?
Yeah, Victor. When they don't come, I get bored and then I'm just like, I do some work, but then out of nowhere, I fall into sleep and now I'm just waiting for the bell to ring. So yeah, she doesn't even notice me sleeping, by the way, so I don't know how.
I don't even notice you sleeping.
There was a class I had, when actually, I wasn't in high school, I was in grade 8.
Oh.
The science class, they had a couch. And I remember I laid, I was in there during recess and I laid down on the couch and I fell asleep. And I slept the entire class. She didn't disturb me. No, she played a film. And I just slept through the entire, film. It was the funniest thing. And she woke me up to, tell me, hey, you gotta go to your next class. And
you're like, oh, I slept through this class?
I was like, oh. And I'm like, wait. I'm like, oh, is your class starting now? And she's like, no, you can go to your next class. She's like, I didn't want to wake you. You just looked like you were really, really tired. And I was like, oh, okay.
Well, a teacher actually leaves you alone. That's something. Gosh.
It was really funny. I remember, cause back, I don't know what's happened, but I just feel from when you guys were in school to when I was and that's cause for context, I went to the same elementary school that they went to.
Mm-hmm.
And the elementary school I went when I was there, which was 6 years before you guys, I don't know, they weren't so strict. No one cared. I remember we could, the hall pass.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Hall pass rule.
Yeah. I never followed.
That became so much strict because I go back and volunteer.
Never followed that rule. I only followed it once.
Really?
You know why? Because someone gave me a hall pass. And half the time they'd be like, I lost it. There was this one teacher, I'll never forget. She'd always be like, I have to print out hall passes out every week because I never get them back.
What's it called? We have a friend, the first year that we were in high school, he reaches into his bag because he hadn't emptied out his bag and he pulls out a hall pass from the school and we're just like, what are you doing with the hall pass? He's like, oh yeah, that's right. He's like, I put it in my pocket while I was walking. He's like, then I pulled it out. And then by the time I pulled it out, I was already at home. So I just put it in my bag. I'm like, I'm going to return it. But he never did.
I could just use it, right?
Goes back to the school. I have a hall pass.
It's that teacher, you know how they put the teacher's name on it? Yeah. It's that teacher ain't even here anymore. Yeah. How long you been roaming the halls for?
The old hall passes, they have random teachers' names sometimes.
Yeah. Well, what is it there's I can't remember where someone had a template,
mm-hmm.
a hall pass on their computer, and I remember the teacher's name, and that teacher didn't even teach me. They taught our sister who also went to that elementary school. But bear in mind, you guys are already in grade 8, so that's a 10-year on the hall pass for. It was the funniest thing. I was like, how is that still here? How does no one?
Yeah. Well, now they don't really use the paper. Laminated papers with the teacher's name. Now it's more the teacher she's writing with a marker, then tosses you the marker. This is your hall pass, and puts a little a sticky note on it, and it's that's your hall pass.
Are you serious?
It has this teacher who has a weight in the class. She's just start curling as you walk.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wait, is this in high school or when you were in grade?
No. This is in our elementary school.
Oh, okay. Do you guys need a hall pass in high school?
No. You just walk out.
Just walk out.
Just walk out of the class and
no one cares.
No, I have my civics teacher actually. She hates when students ask her if they can go use the washroom. She's like, "Why are you telling me?" She's like, "I don't know your bowel movements."
Just get out.
Just get out. Go.
Yeah. She's like, I'm not gonna ask. She's like, and if you get up,
no. She's like, if you ask me, she's like, I will kick you out of my class. Oh gosh. She's like, get out.
No, I had a teacher who he would always be like, if you need to use the washroom, there's the door.
Oh.
And I remember this one guy was because he used to sit right next to the window,
mm-hmm.
and it was one of those windows that would open up and people could actually fit through it. And I remember the screen one day just disappeared, and he's like, yo guys, can you go to the washroom? And then all of a sudden we just see him opening the window. He jumps out the window. It's on the first floor, so he's jumps out the window. Teacher's well, what's going on over there? And we're he needs to go to the washroom. What, on the tree? Like, we don't have a washroom here? Like, what's the matter? It was like the funniest thing. But
it's like I'm a wolf.
No, it was just so funny. And like, I remember how we used to there was actually a teacher who he would get upset to see us just like roaming the halls.
Really?
Like instead of being in class. And I remember telling him how like I was actually like, because oftentimes I'd be sent to like go help another teacher out, and I was telling him how like, you know, that's something I do a lot. So I'm like, I'm always running back and forth between classes. And he's like, well, you're not allowed to run in the halls.
Damn.
And I'm like, no one's gonna stop me.
No, what's it called? I caught our high school principal.
Oh,
like running, and then as soon as I said no running in the hallways, she's like, I'm skipping. There's no rule that says I can't skip.
No, what is it like?
So now if I want to get anywhere quick, I just skip in the halls.
Remember the other rule in elementary school?
Oh, sure.
The silver line.
Oh yes.
Walk on the silver line.
Walk on the silver line on the right hand side
of
where you're
straight line. Remember going into like the assembly in high school for the first time? How packed it was. No one was in line. There was no structure. Everyone was just kind of like crowding the doors, and you're like trying to find a place to sit. There's no order whatsoever. You don't sit with your class. You just sit wherever.
Actually, what I've noticed is some people from our elementary school, sometimes they just do it on habit now. They're like at our school, like people just start walking on from like at our school, that people that went to our elementary school, they just start walking on the line.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, why are you walking on the line? They're just like, oh right, I don't have to.
Because even when I'm in high school, I still do it sometimes.
I don't even know it. And then I look down at my feet. I'm on the silver line.
No, like honestly, like the amount of times I do it is like it's really funny because when I used to go volunteer at the elementary school, after I left, I started volunteering there. It'd be really funny. I'd start doing it too. It's like every couple of minutes, I hear someone like be like, "Get on the silver line." I'd be like, "Okay," and I'm like, "Wait a minute, you're not talking to me. What am I doing?" You know, it's really funny to be like, what am I doing? Like, why am I walking on the line?
Still doing that hard.
I know this one time, like, I remember someone was like, get on the silver line. No. And I jumped in line with all the kids, and I'm like, and everyone just turned looking at me like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm just hardwired to be like this now.
You're on automatic right now.
Yeah.
No, those are like some of the things, but like, I don't know, it's just some rules, like, man.
They just stick to you.
Yeah.
And you just can't get rid of it somehow.
You've been programmed that way.
Yeah, it just happened. And then
they molded your brain to be like this. They grabbed it and forcefully.
I must walk on this silver line.
No matter what. And then it's like, walks into like a mall, and there's like jumps on the silver line.
All the silver lines, that's all.
Or is it don't step on a crack or you break your mother's back?
I used to follow that rule a little bit. Just every crack, I just take a big lunge.
A lunge? You take a lunge?
I just want to take a big step every time.
So you take a knee every time, essentially?
Basically,
yes.
Because
that's a lunge. A lunge is like, you lower your knee down.
Oh, yeah. Wrong English term then.
I didn't teach you right.
I just take a big step. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Very big step.
Because a lunge is, it's very different.
I think it's gonna be.
Well, you can like lunge forward and still go.
Yeah,
so he wasn't wrong.
Do it the whole way.
I mean, it'd just be really complicated.
Yeah.
No,
it'd get tiring if you're just lunging your whole life.
Lunging your entire life. It's like there's a crack there. This whole ground is cracked. I got a lunge on my.
Yeah, the sidewalks every meter. There's a lunge. There's a crack.
True. I love how we drifted from like hobbies to cracks on grounds.
Yeah, I know.
Like that's the thing with this. Like, what is it? There's a few of these you recorded where like the topic will just go so far from the main question, and I'll have to go back and be like, I'm like editing. I'm like, how did we get here? Listening to it, I'm like, wow, all these connections to get to that point.
Yeah.
He's trying for context, he's trying so hard not to laugh.
Yeah.
You can let it out. Don't worry. It's all good.
I can hold it in.
You can hold it in. He's like, I'm a man. I can do this.
So, just out of curiosity, this isn't really one of the questions, but like, what happened to your hand?
My hand?
For context, he's got like all these bandages on his hand.
So it happened to my foot as well. As you can see. Only you can see, not them, of course.
Yeah, okay. So what happened?
So there was a volleyball tournament yesterday, and we played, right? So there's like so much different teams. I think there's about like 10 teams that came.
Okay.
Yeah.
For our team, there was this other team that only 3 of their players came, so 3 of us had to play in with them, which was me and 2 other friends. And then when we played, we surprisingly won, and then we went to the playoffs. The game before the playoffs, we were like, the game was getting intense as heck, and then somehow the dude just hits the ball, and then the ball just hits my thumb straight on, and then I don't know. I was holding in the pain till the whole game, and then when we finished, I wanted to cry, but then I'm like, everyone's watching, so I just...
So I just like walked it off.
You're just like, this is nothing.
Just held in the pain.
Thumb swelling. It's so good.
It's like snapping it back into place.
It's just like breaks it back in.
Yeah,
walks out of the gym.
And then walks into the washroom just like bawling. Like, I can't believe I did this.
Hold on to all my tears.
How were you bumping?
I don't know how I was bumping, but every time I hit it, because my adrenaline was like...
It was keeping
max
you going.
Max level. And then when the game was over again, there's so much pain, I wanted to lay on the ground, but... Well, I mean, I got to sit with my team right on the bench. It's so uncomfortable, so... I'm laying there, but my back hurts, so...
Okay, so what happened to your foot?
Oh, my foot. So I already had like an injury, like...
Oh, okay.
Victor knew about it like a couple months ago, where I sprained my knee really badly, so like apparently it ripped some tendons and stuff.
Oh, man.
So the doctor told me, oh yeah, you're gonna be prone to injuries your whole life now, because it's not gonna fix properly, so that was sad to hear, but... I haven't got it checked out yet, so...
You should probably go get that checked out.
Yeah, a friend always said I should, but it's been a couple weeks since I said I would.
Oh, man.
So if they're listening right now, I'm just gonna say, yeah, I'll get it checked out soon.
2 months later, I'll still get it checked out.
No, honestly, like, and seriously, you should probably go get that checked out.
I should.
I mean, before it becomes an even bigger problem and you can't even walk anymore.
Yeah. Also, the fact that I kind of want you to join the soccer team.
Oh, yeah, soccer team.
Yeah, for
context, Victor plays on a soccer team in the summer.
Yeah.
So this summer, right?
Yeah, I kind of want you to join.
I would love to join if I can.
Breaks his knee again.
That breaks me, of course.
My dad he will.
He gets drafted.
He's been wanting you to play. Because he's heard stories that I've told him about me and you playing soccer at school.
God, hopefully you didn't make his expectation high.
No, I didn't make it too high. Okay, he just thinks you're good enough to be playing.
Thank you.
He's like, I feel so low.
Less stress.
Yeah. There's like, what was I saying? I was gonna say something. No, so that's it.
That's your hobbies: drawing, pixel art, and sports. And
I also like to read, but the book you guys mentioned, the tapestries. I was so obsessed with that series.
Oh my god!
I read the first book, the second book, and the third book over the summer, and then my friend got angry because I kept reading it during summer school, and then because we're supposed to be learning and stuff.
You were in summer school?
Yeah, I went to summer school.
For civics.
Yeah,
he didn't want to do it.
I still haven't finished the series yet. I'm still looking for book 4, which I haven't finished. I only read like the first 2 pages. I'm gonna finish it soon though.
Honestly, I haven't even read book 4.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, look, here's what happened, okay? I started reading them when I was like, because when I was younger, like, they had just come out. The first one had just come out when I was younger, when I started reading it. And like, between the first book and the second book, I think there's like 3 years.
Yeah, there was like a 3-year span between that.
No, like, I mean, like, in the time of like the first one being released and the second one being released.
Oh, yeah.
So like, in real life, like, it took the author 3 years to write the second one.
I saw the years.
So like, I had to wait 3 years for the second one. So imagine, like, I think it even ends on like a cliffhanger too.
Yeah,
so,
like, it does.
So then I have to wait 3 years to find out what happened. So then, and then when the third one came, by the time the third one came out, I think I was like in grade 11.
Oh my.
So like, I read that one, and then like the fourth one, I think just came out like a few years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I think like 2 or 3 years
ago. I got lucky,
Yeah.
Because I got the whole series now.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he keeps going. Like,
I didn't even have to wait.
Yeah.
You had to.
Yeah, so like, I'm having to wait.
He just binged kind of.
Yeah, I got advantage.
Yeah, so like, see, like, that's the thing. Like all the people who like read Harry Potter as they were coming out, they got to read them like one after another.
Yeah, but the books are big.
Yeah, but as opposed to the rest of the world, right? They had to wait like every like 2-3 years. You know, like, it's kind of annoying.
It is.
And then like, there are those authors who release a new book every year. Like, I don't know how they do it. I just have no idea.
I don't know how to write books. I mean, you have to think of like ideas everywhere, but then
but some authors,
it'd be like somebody died. I'm gonna make up a story of how I think that person died.
No, there's an author. I can't remember what book it is, but he like wrote the ending to the series the very first day he started writing.
What?
Yeah, and there's like some like
he had like a crazy like
there's
ending.
There's like 7 or 5 books between the first book and the ending. Like, it's crazy. Like, he says that he had figured out how he wanted the story story to end, and then he started writing. So like whenever
wasn't there like the writer for Naruto? Wasn't he like that? Like,
yeah, he did that too. Yeah. But like the thing is this is like a fantasy book, like where people like have powers like where they can control like metal. It's like a fantasy book. It's an epic fantasy book, and like people can control metal and stuff. And then like it's really cool, like because like with you follow the main character and like they're learning to like use their ability and whatnot. But yeah, it's really cool because when he finishes the book, when he finished the series, he took like a hiatus for 10 years and came back. It's like the book like happens like during like the Middle Ages, so everyone's got like swords and stuff. And then he comes back like 10 years later and everyone's got guns. Like it's so like, oh my gosh, it's so revolutionary. Cause like some guys like walking around like a shotgun. I caught the bullet
with my bare hand.
Yeah, like so like it's just it changes the whole concept like entire. Like you're like you walk out there like this guy just he stepped it up again.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how he did it, but he did it. It's really funny because
I know where swords and then just guns out of nowhere.
Yeah,
it happens.
No, but like there's like a giant time jump, like thousands of years, right? It's like it's in the same universe, but like in the future, and like you find out that like not the main character, but like one of the secondary characters is that kid's like great grandchild, and he like and in the book I think he has like a full like timeline. Of like he came up with like this entire timeline of like who's related to who. Like it's super deep. Like
he came out with like this
like
whole
he
thing.
Actually like the guy who invented the Lord of the Rings, that guy created a whole new language.
Yeah,
like the elves have an actual language. Like he actually created an entire language.
Damn.
Like it's actually crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, how
creative some of these guys are. Like I'm like how do you sit down and be like I'm gonna create a new language today
for
like
elves?
Yeah, how does this happen, right? And now like and ever since he wrote that language, that's now the standard for the elves to speak.
Oh, seriously?
Like almost everyone uses that language now. It's the Elvish language.
Yeah,
no, he invented.
Yeah, like that like the true nerds, like fans for like Lord of the Rings. They know it. So like when they walk in to watch like The Hobbit or something, the elves are talking.
They don't need no subtitles.
They don't need no subtitles. They could just like watch it.
There's actually like a course online for you to learn.
Seriously?
Yeah. I'm not even joking. Yeah, I have a friend who did it. He's like, it's funny because he's like, do you think I should put that on my resume? I'm like, yeah, so you never get hired.
I speak Elfish.
It's like useful sometimes.
You know? I mean, you never know.
Yeah, like, you might need it one day. Say you see an elf, you know.
What if that's not actually their language?
Oh shoot!
Right, because some guy invented this.
True.
You know,
what if he's an elf?
What if he's an elf in disguise?
Never thought of that.
I doubt it.
Okay.
That'd be like
enough with these conspiracies.
The conspiracy. No, but like he was like in the J.R.R. Tolkien. He was like a World War veteran. Like he like fought in like the Second War or something like that.
Or did things.
Or in the first one. I can't remember. But he actually lived his life like in a very interesting way, then came back home and like started writing The Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
Yeah, like it's really crazy.
It almost reminds you of Bilbo a little bit.
Well, it's funny because he wrote The Lord of the Rings, then he wrote The Hobbit.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it means that for all of the things to happen in The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit had to happen. Which means he already knew The Hobbit before he wrote The Hobbit. Like he literally knew the prequel before he wrote the series.
Yeah.
So without knowing,
so is it really a prequel? But it's because it came out after, so it is.
Yeah, it's technically a prequel.
Yeah, because in like the first like Lord of the Rings movie, they're talking about Bilbo's adventures with the trolls and stuff,
right?
And then you see that
and the dwarves, right? And then you watch and the dragons. He always draws the dragons. You know, I want to go see dragons. Like there's a scene where he's like smoking with Gandalf in the first movie. It's like Gandalf, I just want to go see mountains and dragons and like you know, like you're just like.
And now everybody thinks we're big nerds.
It's like, what are you talking about, bro? And then like you see the Hobbit and you're like, oh, there's actually a dragon?
And there's a mountain.
Oh my god, what is this? Right, like,
I love how you're so surprised for the dragon. I'm like, and there's a mountain.
Just a dragon out of nowhere.
That's literally what happens. Like, just that dragon comes out of nowhere.
Okay, well, we had one more question, right?
Yeah, well, my last and final question is, dang, I actually just forgot what the question was. I probably should have wrote these down.
It's like,
because this is so, like, spur of the moment, guys. For those who don't know, we're, like, trying to get it done. Yeah. No, I guess my question is just, like, because how old were you when you got here?
I was, 6.
Okay.
almost 7 by then.
Okay, so let's say you were 7. You know, just so we're like, I was like 6.5. Yes.
6.5.
Just for context, let's just say you were 7. Okay, So since you've been in Canada, would you say like that the cold is bearable?
The cold, yeah, I've gotten used to it. I don't like it, but I'm really used to it now. I hate it. Okay,
like as opposed to like as opposed to where you're from.
Yeah, because I was in Thailand, so it just rained like 24/7. So
because they have rainy season.
Yeah, so I was technically used to the cold, but
but rainy season is not the same as this.
So when the first time when I experienced winter, oh god,
I remember the first time you saw snow. I remember I was like at the school early. You showed up and you're just like, whoa,
what is this?
It was just so random. One day I wake up, oh what? So everything's white now? I was confused.
He's like,
I remember how like it was sticky that first day. All the snow was sticky, and you saw kids like rolling it around, and you're just like, what are they doing?
Like making snowmen.
Yeah, at least I get to throw some snowballs at people.
Yo, man, like I remember, like what is it? There's a clip of like in Egypt. I think it was like last year. It snowed for the first time in like I think like 70 years or something like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think.
So like they're like entire generations who had never seen snow before. And, like, there's, like, videos, like, of news people, like, reporting on it. And there are these kids throwing snowballs at each other. And I'm like, how amazing is that? Like, they're, like, not even their parents have ever experienced this before. And they're getting to experience it. Like, and you see their parents, too, like, playing with the snow. I'm like, that's so bizarre. Like, something we get every year. They've never lived in their entire life.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, maybe they like, oh, look, you see that white part at the top of the mountain? That's snow.
But they already know how to throw it, so...
Yeah, well, I mean, everyone knows how to throw a ball.
I think so.
You think so?
Unless, of course, you don't have arms, but then that's like a whole different scenario.
Yeah.
I think it's more funny for us that you're trying.
Yeah,
like
you're holding it so like strongly in there.
Yeah, like his facial expressions to not laugh are funnier.
Making us laugh.
Like, all the muscles on my face are like in pain right now.
Wait, what?
I've just been trying to hold it in.
You don't why?
That might be too loud, and the mic's gonna be like, "Oh shoot." Okay,
wait,
I think they're talking.
That was your question?
Oh yeah, well, I was gonna ask like more specifically, like, like if
what was the huge impact?
Like, yeah, like, I asked about the cold because the cold is usually the biggest thing, but like, what would like from what you can remember from back home? I mean, because you were like, that was like what, like 7 years ago now?
Yeah. Quite a while.
Yeah, so like, what would you say is like the biggest difference apart from like the cold?
The cold? Oh shoot. Well, I was in a refugee camp, so
yeah,
I'm very isolated, so I don't really see a lot of people. But then in Canada, 100 kids every day. That was something to take in. Cause I used to only go to school with like kindergartens, but there's only like 20 kids about.
Oh wow.
That's all I see, but.
So those are all your friends. You're just 20.
I only had like one friend there. I don't remember his name now, so that's the thing that's.
And now you're like, everybody know you.
There was a play structure there, but all the wood was like old and stuff, so we couldn't go play on it. So every time the kids go home, they're just like, you just see a play structure, but nobody goes on it. So it's like, okay.
It's like, I know if I touch it, I'm gonna die.
Everybody wants to play on it.
It's gonna fall apart.
Yeah, it sucks. But
do you still speak like the language that you spoke when
he's losing it? He's losing it, and I know he is.
Well, I still speak it, but I'm not the best at it.
How do you say hi in your language?
Hi, I think it's rolare.
That's way more complicated.
Wait, say it?
It's like rolare or like halare. You would say the rolare, say in the morning, and then afternoon you say halare.
Okay.
So it's two different.
Well, here's some advice for you for future reference. Yes. Okay. Don't lose it.
Yeah.
I know.
Don't lose it. Like in my case, like because I mean we're Latin. It's called two Latin brothers. I mean, okay, so we speak Spanish, but like in our case, like we do our best to like not forget it because if like I just like one of those things, right? One day you never know, right? And maybe you'll want your kids to know it too.
Yeah.
You know, like it's crazy.
Also, it's something you can put on a resume. Just saying.
Yeah, right. It's also something you can put on a resume. I mean, you never know, right? I got my first job because I spoke Spanish. Like,
really?
Yeah, just because I spoke Spanish, they gave me a job.
Oh,
and we're in Canada, mind. We're in Canada. Yeah. Like, we're not even like we don't know what it means Spanish. But one of the seriously, if the mic can pick that up, I'm gonna be surprised. Like, there is.
I think there's another one passing.
Just stop, please. Everyone's gonna think we live in like some ghetto. Because this happens like every other episode.
Yeah,
every other episode this happens. for those, if you can't hear it,
a siren.
It's like a siren or something. And every episode it happens.
Oh my gosh! Every day at home, I keep hearing it. Like, did I just hear it? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, like at night, every night. Oh my gosh, I always hear it, and the lights are so bright, so it wakes me up.
It'd be like there's some old person who's always like, in their dying place.
Just like Noah, I have a in school we have like this thing called placement because I'm studying social working, and you get sent to like a different agency based on where you are.
Okay.
And with this one girl, she was put in like this nursing home, and she was saying how like a lot of people like don't remember her because like they're just so old, like they can't remember anymore. And like they have like, you know, like a lot of them have like dementia or Alzheimer's and stuff like that. So she was saying how like she was saying goodbye to like some people, and she's like they turn and look at you, and they're like, they have that face like they're trying really hard to remember who you are, but you know they don't. So it's always like really awkward at first, and you just start talking, and we go from there. But she's like, it's really bizarre to like have a clean slate with someone every time you go back. Right? Like, I'm like, that's so bizarre. Yeah. Like, cause you like every time.
It's like, hi, I'm Victor. And it's like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. The next day, hi, I'm Victor.
Right? Like, but she was saying how like, it's really interesting because like, you get like a clean slate every time.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
so if you ever made
if you made a bad impression the first time, the next day you're good.
Yeah. She's like, I'm like, that's actually crazy.
So there's always pros and cons, huh?
Yeah, there's always pros and cons.
You should just like ask them how their best way to greet them
is,
and then be like, hi, and then greet them that way.
Yeah, like that's actually crazy to me. But I don't know how she does it. Like, quite frankly, like I'm very impressed. Like I wouldn't be able to do that. Like I'd lose my mind. I'd be like, I said hi to you already. Like the 30th time I'm about to say my name.
There's a point where it just starts to get to you a bit.
Yeah,
you know?
like,
but some people can hold it.
Oh yeah, no, she's really good, and like, but they're like, because of that, like, it's, I don't know, I think it's just interesting. But getting back to the whole language thing, and the reason I brought this up is because they say the more languages you speak, the less likely that is to happen to you. Like your memory, apparently, and you're less likely to suffer from all these things as you get older.
Seriously,
and I'm not even joking.
Damn.
Yeah. That's like, so like we're out here like trilingual, and we're like, oh, you know, like it's just that thing. I'm not actually a trilingual. I'm like 2.5 because like I understand French, I just can't speak it.
like I understand Portuguese, I can't speak that either. So I guess that makes it like 3 for me. It's like I take the half from Portuguese and I take the half from French. And
actually, today I met this. Not that I'm being mean. I met this Somali girl who she says that her dad has a business in like some place where they speak Portuguese. And she's like fluent in Portuguese.
Ooh. Oh wow!
And I was like, "You speak like it just threw me." I was like, "You speak Portuguese?" And then she just like laughed. But I was like still like going through. It's like she speaks Portuguese. It's like I was like, it was just like so bizarre to me. I'm like not that it should be surprising really, but like I've just never met someone.
Yeah, it's just
and then later on, this guy said, "Oh no, she speaks like 5 languages." Okay. I was like, "What?" It's like what? Like I barely speak English. It's like I can barely read English.
Yeah.
Like I was like, how do you speak 5? Like I actually when I was at our elementary school, there was like this girl. Her dad was like. Anyway, that's not important. She just traveled a lot. Let's put it like that. And she spoke like 5 languages.
Damn.
And we were like in grade 7, so we were like 11, and she's already spoke 5 languages. Right?
How
like
you learned that. Okay, I don't want to.
But she traveled a lot, right? So I remember like and at the time I was doing terrible in English class. Like I was so bad. Like
don't tell me she was like fluent in it.
Oh, her English was pretty good. I mean, her English was like, you know, but also she was from Europe, so I mean, she had like.
An accent-ish?
No. She didn't have an accent, but like, I mean, she like when you're in Europe, like everyone in Europe speaks like 4 to 5 languages because like every like Germany's right there, Britain's right there, you know, Spain is right there, Portugal is right. Then you got like, you know, like Poland and the Netherlands, and they all speak a different language. And then you got Ukraine, you got Slovakia, Czech Republic, and you got like Turkey with the Arabic, like, you know, like it's just like everyone speaks like something. Yeah. Like, and then you got the Swedes, you know, like it gets out of hand really quickly.
Too much.
So like, everyone knows like at least more than 1 language there.
Because all the countries are put so close together, right? Yeah. Unlike in Canada, we touch like 1.
1 to 2 languages. That's about it.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, we have 3 national languages.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like what is it?
No,
like,
wait, no.
Yeah, there's an Indian language. I forgot what it's called. What the Indians speak. Oh, what is it called?
What did the what?
What the Indians, like India, what they speak in India. I forgot what it's called. I can't remember what it's called, but that's like our it's actually like, I think it happened in like 2015 or something like that. It was made our third national language.
I didn't know that. I don't know.
A lot of people don't know that. Like, I actually had someone from India tell me that.
Really? I don't. I feel like I'm gonna have to verify that myself.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called right now, but like,
Hindu?
No, it's not Hindu. It's the other one.
Suck.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember right now, but like that actually happened because there's actually a lot of Indians who come here. Seriously? Like there's actually like, they're not here, but like in other like provinces, there's just like, there are entire neighborhoods that are just like Indian.
Well, have you heard of the population in India? It kind of makes sense.
And they don't fit anymore.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of people.
Oh, by the way, if you guys didn't know, PewDiePie is against T-Series.
Subscribe to PewDiePie?
Subscribe to PewDiePie, guys. We're gonna give PewDiePie that support, though.
Yeah.
No, I love how...
is he still winning? I don't even know.
No, I love how...
He is. 200,000.
Oh, wow. Yo, man.
Crazy.
I love how he was losing and he made a song
congratulating them?
Yeah, congratulating them that they're winning, and then he releases the song and then he's winning again.
Yo, man, that's what's up. I mean, but I like how like what is it, Mr. Beast? Just jumped in.
Yeah.
He supported him so much.
Oh my gosh.
Like, what's it called? He for a full 20, I think it was for a full 24 hours, he was saying like PewDiePie.
Oh yeah,
PewDiePie,
he said like
PewDiePie.
300,000 just saying PewDiePie.
I'm like, that's crazy,
like,
but like,
I don't even think I'd be saying the same thing anymore. I think I'd be like PewDiePie.
Like, no, but like, I think like one of the things too is like how well, a lot of people are like, he's supporting him, but he's actually growing a lot too because he's helping him, and I'm like,
so everyone benefits.
Yeah, everyone's benefiting on it. I'm like, that's insane, but I don't know. It's just one of those things.
It's amazing too.
It's actually really cool to watch how like this one guy versus like an actual company.
Yeah, but like, see, the purpose of YouTube is for like people, not a company.
Yeah, so
that's why people want PewDiePie to stay number one.
Well, like, what is it when he got like his Ruby play button?
Oh,
like
it was nice.
It was super like personal. Like it was just him in like his kitchen.
Yeah,
or,
it was him in his kitchen, his knife.
Yeah,
and talking to the audience.
Yeah, thanking us. like for like subscribing.
Unlike T-Series, they had like this whole festival.
They were just
thing
flexing.
Go on.
They were just like,
they had like a stage for YouTube to like give it to them. Like they had like this whole thing.
Way too much.
I'm like, that's insane. Like I love how like his approach is like, I'm just one guy.
His approach is, I'm gonna thank you guys the way I got here.
He wasn't even excited in the video. He was just like, oh, apparently YouTube just made this for me. And then like,
that's
how it works.
Yeah,
no, he was like at the beginning of the video, he's like, oh, YouTube just sent this to me.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like,
let's see it together,
Yeah.
Oh, he did do that. He waited for all of us to watch it with him.
Yeah, he didn't open the box until...
He wanted the whole world to see him open up the thing. I mean, it's a lot of people. Yeah. Like, he now has more people subscribe to him. No, he has more people subscribe to him than I think Canada has.
Yeah,
people.
way more than Canada.
Yeah. God. Right? Like, he has more people subscribe.
Like, how many subscribers? How many?
It's like 80 or
92
right now. 92 million.
I remember.
Everyone wants him to be the first.
I remember, like, 2 months ago, he was at, like, 64.
Yeah, apparently he reached 10 million in, like, 3 months, so that's insane.
Yeah.
Or was it 3 weeks?
I remember when he was at 64 subscribers.
You know what? By the time I found out who PewDiePie was, he was already well into, like, I think it was, like, a 20.
Yeah.
Or maybe even less than that. It was like 20, 15 million subscribers by when I found out who he was. And that was like, I want to say like 9, maybe 7. No, 7 years ago.
When he had his
videos. When he was actually like a gamer. Like, no, that's how I found him. Like, that's honestly how I
he was
discovered
gaming
people.
like 24/7.
Yeah, like, it was really funny, but, and he was really funny. Like, oh my goodness. He would say some stuff that's just like, and like now he does like live streams of him gaming. And I'm just like, this is so nostalgic. Like, you don't understand.
Yeah, because some of the new fans, they don't really know about it. Yeah. But then the older fans, it feels nice that he's at least at least some part of him still there.
Yeah, like he still sticks to his roots. Mm-hmm. And like how he does like fundraisers now too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, yo, giving back. That's what's up.
The news media, gosh, they just cover the negatives.
I know.
It's annoying to watch, but
well, I mean, everybody's doing that. All right.
Do you want me to wrap up?
I mean, if you don't want to keep talking to him, I don't mind. I mean,
okay, so I guess we are gonna wrap up. This has been Two Latin Brother Podcast. This was episode 16.
Thank you.
Go back, if this is your first time listening, go back to episode 1. Listen through them. If you're on the bus, listen to it. Bring your whole family in to come listen to it. Bring your goldfish. Bring your dogs. to come listen to it. You can leave a comment, subscribe. You know, you can follow us on Twitter, on Instagram. On
send us a question, because
send us an email
with a question if you want. I mean, I don't know, maybe we'll talk about it on an episode if it's a really good question. I mean, it's like
what's both of your favorite colors?
I mean, like, I'm not gonna into that. I think we already said that in like the third episode. Anyway,
you can
plug yourself.
Your Instagram.
That's all right.
No, your Instagram.
Plug yourself.
It's
do you want to do it for me?
No, I don't go.
Say your Instagram.
So it's Chilla_Asian, but ASI.
Okay, link in description.
Simple. Yeah.
All of this stuff too will be linked in the description.
Yeah. This has been Two Latin Brother Podcast. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.